It's only been a month and our wallet seems like it's already getting out of breath. If you're a gamer, then you probably know why I'm saying this. It's because of the amazing games coming up our way. And Game Enthusiast is here to present to you the top 10 games you should look forward to this 2017. Disclaimer: this list is my personal recommendations for you guys. You don't have to agree with this list. So without any further ado, enjoy the video. For Honor, if you like melee combat, then this is your thing. This must be your most anticipated game of 2017. This 4 vs 4 multiplayer brawler pits knights, Vikings, and samurais against one another in these chaotic, thrilling duels across the battlefields. From my opinion, For Honor's combat system is hardcore. It's superb. First full hit and every second counts, and it can turn the tide your way, and you don't get any cards, power-ups, anything like that. So it's purely based on your combat skills and your distinct role on the faction. Not to mention, the motion captured animation is superb and stunning, and don't forget it's a multiplayer game. So if you're new to this game and you like melee action multiplayer genre, you should look forward to this. It's for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The release date is February 14, 2017. Nier Automata. Nier Automata is an upcoming role-playing video game developed by Platinum Games and published by Square Enix for PlayStation 4 and Microsoft Windows. The game is set in the same universe as Nier, a spin-off of the Drakengard series. If you were a fan of JRPG, then you should look forward to this game. Nier Automata is a Japanese role-playing video game, not to mention it's an open-world one. The story is set in an unknown time after the events of Nier. The story revolves around the war between the remnants of humanity and the machine army of invaders from another world. The initial invasion forced humanity to flee to the moon, and humans send androids dubbed Yorha to fight the invaders in a proxy war. So you'll be playing as the main protagonist Yorha number 2 Model B, or 2B for short, a female model Yorha android whose main traits are being calm and composed. The game will be released on PS4 and PC. Release date is March 7, 2017. Prey. Prey is a first-person shooter with role-playing game elements and strong narrative, developed by Arcane Studios and Bethesda that are behind the games like Dishonored. The player takes the role of Morgan Yu, a human aboard a space station with numerous hostile aliens. The player will be able to select certain attributes of Yu, including the gender. And be careful because the decisions made by the player will affect the elements of the game's story. So you will battle aliens that are shapeshifters that can turn into plates, mouths, chairs, etc. This new Prey is nothing like its predecessor. It's a sequel to the 2006 Prey game of the same name. So if you're a fan of sci-fi shooter type with an interesting story, you should look out for this one. The game will be available for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Release date is May 5, 2017. Injustice 2. Batman vs Superman. Or maybe you prefer Batman vs Wonder Woman? And a slew of other heroes from DC Comics. Well, you can do that in this 2.5 fighting game. Enjoy Injustice 2 that runs on the new engine that powered Mortal Kombat X. Injustice 2 retains numerous gameplay mechanics from Injustice Gods Among Us, including environment interaction, stage transitions, clashes, and character traits. The trait system, like before, provides a temporary buff or ability that complements its character's playstyle. The Super Meter, which allows players to execute enhanced special moves and unlock powerful super moves when fully charged, also returns players can now expend Meter to perform an evasive roll maneuver or escape an enemy's combo early. Injustice 2 introduces a loot dropping system known as the Gear System, which offers characters specific costume pieces and equipment with status-altering effects according to the NetherRealm Studios. The Gear System uses RPG-like mechanics to reward players with loot after every match. So if you're interested in fighting game, you probably should go get this game. This game is for PS4 and Xbox One. The release date is May 16, 2017. Tekken 7. If we're talking about fighting game, then Tekken 7 will not be missing on this list, because it's one of the games that's going to be released on 2017. Tekken 7 focuses on one-on-one battles. Two new mechanics are introduced in the game. The first is Rage Art. Allows the player to execute critical attacks that deal roughly 30% damage depending on the character once their health bar is critical, in exchange for inactivating the normal attack power increase. The second, Power Crush, lets the player continue their attacks even while being hit by the enemy, although they would still receive damage dealt by the enemy's attacks. The mechanic also works for absorbing high or mid attacks. Tekken 7 is a fighting video game developed and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. The game is the 9th installment in the Tekken series, the first to make use of the Unreal Engine. Tekken 7 had a limited arcade release in Japan in March 2015. An updated arcade version, Tekken 7 Fated Retribution, was released in Japan in July 2016 and features an expanded content including new stages, costumes, items, and characters. The same version is also scheduled to be released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One in June 2017. God of War. Ever since I played God of War on PS2 when I was a kid, I've always been a fan of this series. But don't ask me how I'm able to play it when I was a kid because it's rated mature. Well, at least my mom did know that I was able to play it. The new God of War is an upcoming third-person action-adventure video game in development by Santa Monica Studio and to be published by Sony Interactive Entertainment for the PlayStation 4. This game will be a soft reboot for the franchise that will take us to the world of Norse mythology and also the sequel to 2014's God of War 3. Kratos will return as the main character and he now has a son named Atreus. Kratos acts as a mentor and protector to his son and has to master the rage that has driven him for many years. And not to mention that badass looking beard. Kratos will now be using a magical battle axe which can be infused with elemental abilities thrown at enemies. The gameplay will be vastly different from the previous installment as it has been rebuilt from the ground up. Although the previous installment, Ascension 2013, introduced multiplayer to the series, this new installment will be only a single player. The game will feature elements similar to the role-playing games RPG such as archery knowledge points as well as Spartan Rage time ability during battle. This ability appears to be a new take on the Rage ability of the previous installments. There will also be crafting resources for the player to find. The new installment features a third-person over-the-shoulder free camera, a departure from the previous installment which featured a third-person fixed cinematic camera. So if you're in for another battle with the gods, then be sure to have some money, save some money for this game. The game will be released for PS4 only, and I'm not sure about the date, but the release date is 2017. If you think you're done with the jump scares and heart-racing moments you felt on Outlast, then why don't you give this game another try? And I forgot to mention, I was yelled at by my friend's mother because of this game. When I came to my friend's house and he let me play it for the first time, I screamed as fuck when the first crazy guy chased me as fuck and I can't do anything about it. And his mother got angry at me for being noisy. Well, you know what happens next. Red Barrel Studio will be giving us another nightmare because they just released a sequel to the first Outlast. Outlast 2 is an upcoming first-person survival horror video game developed and published by Red Barrels. It is the sequel to the 2013 video game Outlast and features a journalist named Blake Langerman, if I pronounce that right, along with his wife Lynn roaming the Arizona desert to explore the murder of a pregnant woman, Jane Doe. Unfortunately, Blake and Lynn got separated in a helicopter crash, and Blake has to find his wife while traveling through a village inhabited by a sect who believe the end of days is upon them. Shortly after the release and popularity of Outlast, Red Barrels announced the sequel gameplay demos were then released at both PAX East and E3 2016 on 22 April and 15 June respectively, with a release slated for fall 2016. However, due to complications in development, the game was delayed to Q1 2017 soon after its demo release. Well, we'll not be able to fight back again and the only option is to run, and so if you're interested in horror games, look forward to this one. The game is to be released in 2017 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Mass Effect Andromeda. If there's something I love about the Mass Effect series, it's the romance. Seriously, and I mean it. Well, there will be more adventure to be experienced in the upcoming Mass Effect Andromeda, so be ready, it's coming. Mass Effect Andromeda is an action role-playing game in which the player takes control of either Sarah or Scott Ryder from a third-person perspective. Both Ryder's appearances and first name can be determined by the player. Unlike the previous installments in the Mass Effect series, where players begin each new game by choosing from 6 different characters' classes that each have their own unique set of skills, players instead have free reign to assign any skills that they want and build towards a specialty over the course of the game. That's something to look forward to. In my opinion, this game is entirely massive. It's open world and it still has the RPG element on it. So if you're a fan of Mass Effect or not, give this a shot. It will be released for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Release date is March 21, 2017. Horizon Zero Dawn. If I want to be reborn, then I want to be reborn in the world of Horizon Zero Dawn. It's beautiful and mysterious. Horizon Zero Dawn promises to take all the elements you love in an open-world RPG and turn them up. It has a unique universe where dinosaurs are not made by flesh. Instead, it's made up of metal and advanced technology. Epic story. Learn about your fate, identity, and destiny. And don't forget about the cool weapons. And expect it to be breathtaking in the PS4 Pro. It's going to be released in the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. The release date is February 28, 2017. So at number 1 is Persona 5. Lastly in my list is Persona 5. At last, finally, it's now going to be released. I've been waiting for this game to come out, and I still remember those days when I first played Persona 3 in Persona 3 Portable. Man, those days were good days. Ever since, I've always been in love with this game, and it will never change even when I'm old. Okay, so Persona 5 is a role-playing video game developed by Atlus for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Persona 5 is chronologically the 6th installment in the Persona series, which is part of the larger Shin Megami Tensei franchise, published by Atlus in Japan and North America and Deep Silver in Europe. The game was released in Japan in September 2016 and will be released in North America and Europe in April 2017. Persona 5 takes place in Tokyo and follows a silent protagonist after their transfer to the fictional Shujin High School after being put on probation for assault on a stalker. During the course of his school year, he and other students awaken to their powers called Persona, become mass vigilantes dubbed the Phantom Thieves of Hearts, and explore the supernatural world called Palace Realm to steal ill intent from the hearts of adults. As with previous titles in the series, the party goes battle with supernatural enemies using manifestation of their sight called personas. The game incorporates role-playing elements and dungeon exploration alongside social simulation scenarios where you can hang out or date with your S-Links members or social links. And don't forget time management, part-time jobs, dialogue choices, and I'm personally excited about the new voice actors. So if you're a fan of JRPG and dating simulations, dungeon crawler simulation, then be sure to not miss this one. The game will be released for PS3, PS4 on April 4, 2017. So that's the end of the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, then hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.